What's up, everybody? Antonio Edwards here. In today's video, we're going to talk about something that usually never happens, but it happened. I like to talk about this because with this model, the slow flip model, that if you've been following me, you know I do the slow flip model. And if you haven't been following me long enough and don't know what the slow flip model is, it basically is a buy and hold model where you're going in, you're buying a property, you're not doing any repairs to the property, unlike a landlord would do, right? A landlord would go in, do repairs to the property, fix it up, at least get it rent ready, market it out to attract the tenant to move into that property. The tenant signs a lease and that landlord is on the hook for repairs. Me buying that same property, I'm not doing the repairs. I'm going to owner finance that property out long term to an owner occupant where they're going to pay me every single month and I'm acting as a bank because they are responsible for repairs and the type of paperwork, which is an agreement for deed or a land contract instead of a lease. We use an agreement for deed. We are acting as a bank instead of a landlord. So that's typically, that is the slow flip model. But in this video, we're going to talk about a slow flip occupant that brought me out. My slow flip rarely happens, but I'm still in the driver's seat. It's still a good day, even though I don't want to sell any of my assets. That's not the name of the game. To, like, when I say sell, like, even though I don't own financing, but like somebody to buy me out. The name of the game is, they buy me out. That's great. Congratulations to him, Mr. Sanchez. Congratulations to you if you ever see this video. But that never happened. So let's talk about the deal going into it originally and how this brought out part came about and how it was structured and how you know, just also how you can just be this is like the good problem part of the slow flip, right? So let's talk about it. So originally I went into the property for a fix and flip. When I first obtained this property in around mid 2019 era, right? I brought the property to fix and flip it. So I brought it for $40,000 and I put $30,000 into it in reno and I was in it for $70,000. I used private money at the time. I used 12 months of private money. I borrowed $70,000 from a private money lender. The ARV was $130,000. So I put it on the market. So it was a fix and flip, right? Put on the market for $129,900 and it was on the market for 30 days. And I was like, shit, I only got like 2 showings. And if people that's watching this video, you do renovation, 2 showings in 30 days, that's like, you start scratching your head, like, should I drop the price? But I'm looking at the comps, I'm like, damn, the comps look great. And this is pre-pandemic. This is like mid 2019-ish, right? This is a little 2-1, it's about 720 square feet, great bread and butter neighborhood, 130K, fully fixed up. I did not do the roof. That's one thing I didn't do. I was like, okay, my typical slow flips are 30 to 60K, maybe 30 to 50K, right? Give or take 60K if it's like wow factor shape and condition wise. I was like, if I'm slow flipping low income neighborhood properties in low income neighborhoods, getting 3K down on average, 800 to 1,000 a month and monthly payments, why can't I slow flip a pretty house that's remodeled in a more desirable neighborhood? So I took it off the MLS as a slow flip, and I was like, I gotta pay my private money back because that was a 12-month loan. And I did a conventional financing with conventional financing with, I use certain lending. So certain lending, if you shout out to them, that's a good financing company for fix and flips if you want to do that. But they also do long term as well. With 30-year financing. So I went to them, and what I did, I got 30-year financing, and I borrowed actually 75K right from them. So not only that I had to pay my private money lender back because I borrowed 70K from her, my private money lender back, I actually walked away with after closing costs, I walked away with about 3K after I refinanced, because this is a refinance technically, because I had 12-month money for fix and flip that I had to pay back, and I got long-term money using certain lending at 75K. So I walked away with 3K in my pocket. just like that. I could have borrowed more, by the way, because the actual, if I'm not, I don't have the exact number, but I believe that the appraisal came back, because certain lending wants to appraise the property. Appraisal came back around 130. So just say 130,000. I think they lend at 75%. I could have borrowed 97.5. I'm a conservative guy, so I was like, let's do 75. All right, and I walked away with 3K, and I was like, okay, cool. I got 3K in my pocket, because I was like, I'm gonna get some money down up front from my owner occupant, because I usually get 3K down on my lower end homes, like I said before, and I don't do any work, and they're like need TLC. They're not like tear down, but they do need TLC. This is a fully remodeled property outside of the roof. I'm gonna get way more than 3K down. So my monthly payment with that on this long-term loan, 30 years, was $680, principal, interest, tax, insurance. Immediately we marketed it out to get an owner occupant pretty much at the ARV mark, or what I thought it was, right? For 129K, got somebody that came in and gave me 10K down up front. 10K down up front. So now I got 3K down. I got an additional 10K, which totals, I got 13K in my pocket, tax-free, baby. That's that was tax-free. So it's tax-free. So I got 13K in my pocket, tax-free, and an asset that I'm about to get cash flow, because this person, Sanchez at the time, this was 30 years. He came in, said he'll do the deal, 10K. So 129, his total purchase price, minus 10K, which our owner financed them at the balance of 119K. Plus, it's always plus interest. So plus interest over the course of 30 years. I believe my interest, I can't remember exactly, but my interest is around 4-ish, whatever the Fed, whatever the average is. I'll just say 4-ish%. I'm off a little bit, but it was around that number. His was around 12 to 13, give or take. I'm probably off, but I would just say 11 to 13%, somewhere in between that number, right? Over the course of 30 years, his monthly payment to me was $1,100 a month, right? My monthly payment to my bank, certain lending, was $680 a month, and that gives you around 400, and she say 1,100, 680 is $420 net cash flow to me every single month, right? And I got 13K up front, right? And I had an asset, not let alone that I get the tax benefits off this property, because I'm keeping the asset. I spelled benefits wrong, but I never went to college, right? So tax benefits was something called cost segregation. So when you get to hold, cost segregation, I spelled that wrong too, but I didn't go to college. Remember that, guys. I didn't go to college, and I'm still building wealth in real estate. Remember that, right? The tax benefits. One thing about holding real estate, unlike wholesaling real estate and whatnot, and unlike your primary residence, when you hold real estate, you get tax benefits and something called accelerated depreciation, or cost segregation, where I get to accelerate the depreciation on the property that I'm holding, my real estate investment that I'm holding. So I was not only getting 13K up front and $480 a month in cash flow, I actually got to do cost segregation on this property and accelerate the 27 and a half years of depreciation, accelerated to 5 years. So look up cost segregation. I might do whole another video for that, because that's a whole thing in itself. But those were the things that were benefiting me in this buy and hold project. Fast forward to 2024, which was mid 2019, 2024. Where we at? That's probably let's say 4.5 years. So 4.5 years go by. Actually, I would say it was this actually started around beginning of December 2023. He emailed my property manager. It was like, "Hey Reagan, I would like to know what's my balance on the property." So she emailed. She's like, "Antonio," she said, "Sanchez want to know the balance on the property." She's like, "Do you have that?" I was like, man, he wants to pay me off. Like, I know it's coming. But I've got that. Like, I've been running slow flips and doing slow flips for like 11 years. And I got that a few times over the course of years, and it never happens. They don't buy me out. When typically that's just rare. I got a few that buy me out over time, but usually the ones that like they ask, maybe the ball dropped, they can't find the money, whatever the case. So I was like, okay, maybe I don't know, maybe he wants to see the balance, or maybe he's serious about it. So I gave her the balance, and she did she typed it up and whatnot, sent him something very professional in writing. Our company letterhead, everything, and next thing I know, he was like, I want to write a contract, write a purchase contract, right, for that number to pay you guys off. And she came back and said, "Antonio, Sanchez want to buy you out." I was like, okay, let's do it. Okay. So with long story shorter, right? I had to work the balance out. You got to figure it was about 4.5 years. And at the closing, it was, I'm pulling up the exact number. We had $115,856. $115,856. Keep that even like that. That was the balance. Got to figure it was some principal that got knocked off in 4.5 years, right? Started with that after the 10K. Purchase price minus 10K down. We financed this. 4.5 years later, his balance was this. Then my balance with my bank, it was an odd 69. I'll just put 69K. $69,000, right? See, and this is why I'm telling you, going back, it's a good problem. Now I own this property for 4.5 years, and I'm outside the capital gains bracket. So that's a good thing in itself. So at closing, I walked away with $115,856 minus 69. I walked away with about 456. I'm sorry, 456. I wish I'm 456,000. $46,856. And that was an odd number too. That was an odd number, but that was around what I walked away with. About $47,000, you round it up. That's what I walked away with. And this is why it's a good problem, because I can go buy definitely one slow flip to maybe two. If I can find two 20K-ish properties in the Midwest market, or I can definitely buy one slow flip with that, right? That's the beauty of that, because I mean, he brought me out, but I not only made 13K up front, I was making 400 and some dollars in the middle with the cash flow, and at the end, I walked away with almost a $47,000 check. That's the beauty of real estate. Again, this never happens, but it's a good problem at the end of the day when it happens. So my slow flip occupant brought me out. He brought me out. He actually paid. He came to the closing table with a cashier's check he brought it cash. He didn't get a loan or anything. He brought it cash. But here's the one good thing. He ended up putting a roof on top on it. He ended up building a deck on it. He had some emotion into it. He was ready to buy me out, and he had some cash. And what he told us, he was like, hey, I want to do another deal with you, and I want this one, because he was living in this one. He said, I want to do another slow flip with you. He didn't say slow flip, but he said, I want to do another deal with you, and this time I have $20,000 to $30,000. We just closed on this one a week and a half ago. You think we're looking for one with $20,000 to $30,000? And actually, I have one, because we sent the one this past Friday, which was a few days ago from today. And he said he is interested. So that one right there, this is just for one slow flip buyer, right? That one right there, my purchase price, I'm paying $61K for it. And this is usually over, like I said, I'm usually $30,000 to $60K. But this one is in a market in Virginia where this is another 2-1. Very nice inside, super turnkey, nice kitchen, nice cabinets. And I looked at it, right? I was like, okay, $61K. I sent it to him for the same numbers. I gave him the same numbers, guys. I can't make this up. $129K. And I told him $25K down. $25K down, $1,100 a month. I gave him the same numbers besides the down payment, because I know what he likes now. I knew what he liked from the last one. But he already told me what he had down, 20 to 30K. So I met him in the middle, 25K. So if he gives me 25K off that, that's nothing to me, because so 61,000 that my investment minus the 25K, that's $36,000, right? That leaves me with $36,000. He brings me 25K. Now I'm in it for $36,000. But where am I gonna get that $36,000 from? Boom, it's coming from that. Still leveraging other people's money at the end of the day, and I still have 10K left, right? So this is the beauty of real estate. This is all slow flip model. You got to be a part of this, guys. You got to be a part of it. At the end of the day, the cash flow is the best, right? I'm giving you like the good problem, right? This is a good problem scenario in the slow flip model. So subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're interested in the slow flip model. Click go in the description, click the link right now, go to slowflipformula.com, get the free 8-step checklist, and I'll see you in the next video.